pushing very hard, and what better way can he go to finish Grand Prix with a win? I think if he wins this race too, Will, he's going to win overall on the day. So this is another reason why Lee's going to be trying extremely hard at this stage.
Certainly in with a good chance, because the man that won the first Moto, Van der Ven, is well back at this stage. He's got 20 points. Leesk has 15 so far. Gabour's got only 3 in that first Moto. Even his second place here, if he sticks in second, if he doesn't get first, he'll not get him up past Leesk.
You can see the different size of the riders here. Eric, the kid Gabour's, as they call him, is very small, as we were talking earlier. And it really is not a main criteria to have a lot of size on the bike. Finesse and talent is very, very important, and of course physical fitness.
Yeah, shorter than Leesk, 2 years older though, as also is David Thorpe.
You can see now Leesk over these jumps, he's pushing a bit harder, jumping a little bit further, where earlier on he was getting the bike down very quickly.
He was pancaking it, almost coming straight off the crest.
That's right, turning that bike down on the ground, but now he's jumping, he's a little bit more frustrated. You can see here he jumps out a little bit further than he was before. He knows the pressure is on.
How do you monitor what's going on behind you, how far the guy's getting? You just keep screwing the throttle?
Well, no, you look back at some of the corners, some of the tighter turns, you can just check behind you without wasting too much time.
And you can check across a bit?
That's right, across the circuit. But here, he knows Gabour's there. He can hear that 500cc machine.
That's become a jump in those S's, which wasn't a jump before.
No, the whooped out sandy conditions is really chopping up now late in the second moto, and this is where your fitness is very important, because the track's very, very rough. Like I said before, the surface is not consistent, and they're trying very hard under very strenuous conditions.
And really, for Leesk, surely both a tiring time of the race, but also unbelievably tense, with the thought that he might lose this moto to the world champion.
With Gabour's coming in very hard, that thought would be definitely crossing his mind, but I think now he'd be trying to overcome those thoughts, thinking about his line on the track, trying to get his flow going, being smooth and really pushing hard so that he can maintain that lead.
Is he a good man under pressure?
Yes, he is. He's had a lot of pressure over the years, and in America, where he's spent the last 3 years, he's had a lot of pressure from some very good riders.
So close now, this battle for the lead. The 10th moto for the season. There's 24 of them, each roughly the distance of the World Championship Road Racing Grand Prix, and much more physical effort. This is the way the Grand Prix riders get fit, some of them, for road racing. 24-year-old Jeffrey Lee being brought on by the crowd there. They too appreciating the chase from Eric Thorpe and Gabour. So close after such a long time of racing.
See Leesk using that wide line there, and Gabour's diving underneath. It really looks a bit unusual there, because it looked as though Gabour's was going to make the passing move. You could see they came out at the same speed or the same gap after the corner, because Leesk slingshotted out of the turn and got a lot of exit speed.
It's one of those tempting things where surely if you're the following rider, you must say, oh, I'll have a look underneath here, and it doesn't work really, does it?
No, a lot of the riders tend to take different lines to try not to get balked by the rider in front. But when there is only one fast line on the track, you have to really follow and pick the area that you need to pass on. You can't just pull out everywhere and go by, because there is really only 1 or 2 quick lines on the track like this.
And behind this tremendous battle for the lead, Leesk on 18, Gabour's on 1, is Georges Jourbet and Billy Lill, ones that we saw earlier battling with Gabour and leading him briefly. And Kurt Nickel on the Kawasaki's in 5th.
Yeah, this pair has pulled out quite a substantial lead, and probably a 5-second break there, which is really going to tell them back there that we're going to settle for 3rd, 4th or 5th, and they're not going to get to the leaders unless something very unusual happens. You can see Eric Gabour's there really lofting that front wheel over those deep holes that are forming in that rutted corner there.
Do they wear kidney belts to keep their insides from jumping about?
Yeah, kidney belts are very important for a number of reasons, to support your kidneys, your abdominal muscles, and also to keep your jersey tucked into the nylons. Actually, Leesker's gear, the Apico gear from England, has got a kidney belt built into the nylon, so the whole thing does up together. Leesk there still keeping his flow going, keeping himself forward. That different line that I talked about earlier, he's squaring off that turn and then squaring off this turn to come onto the main straight with more speed. And you can see the bike dug into the ground, and a lot of sand came up around the foot pegs.
Tense time now. Well into the final 2 laps of this second moto. Leesk on 18, reaching up there to his goggles.
Yes, actually, the goggle that he uses has got an electric sensitive switch on it. You just have to put the glove over the light switch, and it activates the motor, and a clear film comes across in front of his eyes. So they're getting very technical with the motocross clothing.
Absolutely ridiculous. There's the crowd loving it. Look at them waving and flapping and clapping. Lise Geboers.
You can see the diminutive size of Geboers there is quite small, as they call him the kid. Those two different lines shown again. Geboers diving to the inside, Lise using the outside line, just getting his flow around the corner.
And surely this is the sort of performance from Lise. It's going to have Honda people back in Japan where they make the decisions about what sort of help they give the remainder of the year for next year and so on, saying this young boy is good, we want to help him as much as we can, and we reckon he just about made it to the top.
As the season goes on, I'm sure they'll add more and more support to Lise, and it's great to see because they can see that a champion here is in the making, and they're going to support him as much as possible. Geboers, they're jumping a little bit wide on that jump and going a little bit too wide, actually offline slightly, that will lose him some tenths of seconds.
He almost made it 2 jumps. He jumped off at a funny spot, didn't he? I mean, not only in the width of the track, but later on, seemingly. And then Lise kicks out sideways. A lot of power on there as he just started to get it on. Again, 2 very different lines. Both worked pretty well.
Yes, Geboers follow the outside berm, as they call it, that build-up of soft sand on the outside of the circuit. A rut is more a single-width tyre groove around the track that they hook into and really railroad themselves around the corner. But these sandy tracks, they tend to form these berms, as they call it, around the outside, and they tend to get on those berms and maintain a lot more momentum around the corner. Moving up through a few lappers here, and often that's a very big problem, as we've seen in road racing Grand Prix. The lappers tend to get in the way sometimes, although everyone has to be in the race. But these guys, there's 40 top riders, all Geboers on the last lap trying very hard on the inside of the corner. Lise coming across to take the checkered flag behind the sign, and Geboers just idling over there to get the victory. There's Lise, very, very happy, coming to his mechanic, Peter Laskowski. A lot of happiness in the Aussie pit there.
So the second ever win in the World Championship Motocross Moto since the World Championship started in 1957, and the first ever win of the round overall. But Jeffrey Lise, 35 points on the day, a great effort. 30 points for Kees van der Ven and just 20 for Eric Geboers. A very exciting moment, Stephen Gall.
Oh, fantastic moment for Jeff Lise in the Aussie pit. It's something that they've been pushing very hard for this year, and another victory. It's just fantastic.
Thanks very much for being with us tonight. It's been really a historic and very exciting moment, and here's how hard Lise was trying to get there.
On the Honda 500cc machine, drifting the bike into that sandy corner. A great slow motion spectacle of Jeff Lise, because he flows into this very, very sandy bermed corner, moving his weight forward on the bike, about to drive the bike out of the corner.
A wonderful performance from him, ahead of the 2 world champions, Eric Geboers, Georges Jobé, and down in 7th place, yet another world champion, which gives us the final point score, which sees Eric Geboers go 2 ahead after this round, the 5th in the World Championships. David Thorpe falling 2 behind. Jeff Lise coming up 1 place, up to 4th from 5th when he started the round, and now just 29 points in arrears.
So an exciting position for Jeff Lise to be in after Finland, but then it was on to the Swedish Grand Prix, where I'm afraid Jeff's luck did not continue. He in fact fell off his bike in both the first and second motos, finished 9th and 11th respectively in those 2 races. Still got some points, but I'm afraid he lost the shake that he was giving world champion in the overall results. Let's have a look at the results of the Swedish races. In the first moto, Kees van der Ven of the Netherlands on his KTM ran out the winner. Then Kurt Nickel of Britain on his Kawasaki, Georges Jobé on his Honda 3rd, Eric Geboers, the world champion, 4th, Jackie Martins in 5th place, and Jackie Vimond in 6th place. And in the second moto, it was Jackie Martins running out 1st. Kees van der Ven did very well to run 2nd in that second moto. Georges Jobé in 3rd place, doing very consistently. David Thorpe, 4th place. Billy Lille in 5th place. And Eric Geboers, the world champion, in 6th place. So the overall standings in the World Championship at the moment, as we go into the US Grand Prix. Eric Geboers, the world champion, on 163 points. Top place, David Thorpe, 158. Kurt Nickel, 134. Jackie Martins, 127. Then Jeff Lise in 5th place, 123. And Van der Ven in 6th position, 121. Well, Will Hagen rejoins us now. Will, it still means that Jeff Leask is in the running. He still can give this championship quite a shake.
Oh yes, and he's still got plenty of points and probably motos to win. When he went into round 5, the finish round, he was 44 points behind the series